Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along the Spiritual Journey. So, something I was just thinking about, I'm sure it's come across many people's minds before, but the spiritual journey literally is the hero's journey. If you are into mythology or you know Joseph Campbell, you know what I'm talking about. Literally, it is that forever ongoing battle between the protagonist and the antagonist. The protagonist being the leading character who's usually virtuous or has some type of human quality, but then also has some level of godlike state. And they have to know how to delegate this power and energy without succumbing to their ego. And then there's the antagonist, where again, they're forever creating these barriers and issues for the main character to get through. But usually it's because they were put into a position where they felt that they had to be the villain per se. And so I've always thought about that word villain. And I think so many times we've created a society where we think we can stop villains from being created, or we perpetuate villains to the point that people romanticize it and they feel like, well, if I don't have love on this side, I may as well go to this side. The one thing that I've always paid attention to is love is love is love. Love in the light, love in the dark. Love don't change just because people don't understand how it heals them, how it also repels them. Remember, there's a lot of people who they can be the light and shine and everyone loves them, but there's somebody that they repel because they're like, I don't like all of that, because they're not used to it or they weren't given it. And that becomes this, again, polarization we talked about. And so the one thing I've learned really that's important is to not villainize yourself, especially when you hear about things that people talk about, like, well, you don't want to do this, or you try not to be this way, or you don't want to think negative thoughts. That's impossible. You're always going to think negative thoughts. But in that moment, all energy is charged. You get to decide how you now dictate or direct that energy. Again, remember, we're not in control of it, but we can be a little bit in charge of what directions it's going to go, because it's still going to happen in our lives regardless. Things always happen, big or small. And if they can disturb our journey and disturb our peace to the point that it takes us off of our hero's journey, off of our path, this is the part of enlightenment we're talking about. Again, we all have free will to make decisions, but the most important part of those decision-making skills is knowing how to listen to your energy and listen to not only your protagonist, but also your antagonist side, because they both coexist to help you understand this journey that is going to be an everlasting experience. I promise you. Love ya.